March Madness is officially upon us. I mean, it is March the 4th. Selection Sunday is in 8 days, and we're here today to get you ready to win your bracket group, whether it's with your family, friends, co-workers, whatever it is. We're here to help you win your bracket pool. We're going to be talking about some teams that you probably should not be picking too far in your bracket, some teams that will most likely ruin it if you have them going deep. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video so you can see all four. Make sure to like button and leave me a comment down below. Let me know some teams that you don't think will be getting deep in this tournament. Now let's go ahead and get started looking at team number 1, and that is Gonzaga. They are probably the least overrated team on this list, coming in at a 4 seed right now in the latest bracketology. Taking a look at their schedule, they've got some quality wins. They did just beat St. Mary's. They've won quite a few games in a row, 7 to be exact, and 10 of their last 11. Now, that Loyola Marymount loss at home is a bit concerning. Did lose in overtime at St. Mary's, and then their only other losses are to Baylor, Purdue, and Texas. So, that's 3 of the top teams in the country right there. They did beat Kentucky. That win's turning out to be not the greatest. Beat Bama. This is definitely a team that can go deep. I'm just always, as always with Gonzaga, you're worried about their strength of schedule. They're 9th in the KenPom, so, they check the box there. KenPom likes them. I'm just not sure how far I can pick them, given that they're, in that 3-4 seed range. They have the number 1 offense, according to KenPom, but they have the number 89 defense, so, it's a little bit both ways. You like to have both of those at least in the top 40. They have the 56th strength of schedule, mainly due to that beginning part of the season. Looking at their production, Drew Timme is the guy. 21 points, 7.5 rebounds. Strother is good as well, about 15 a game. Anton Watson about 11. Same thing with Rasir Bolton. And then Malachi Smith gives them about 8 off the bench as well. So very balanced scoring attack. They can go deeper into their bench. But overall, this is a Gonzaga team that I don't trust that much. Next up, we have the Cavaliers of Virginia. And this is a team also sitting on the 3 line that they've cooled off a bit as of late with losses at Boston College and Notre Dame in 2 of their last 3 games. A bit concerning. Now, they do have a couple of good wins on the resume. Beat Duke, of course, in overtime, questionable no call there. Went over NC State, who's also faltering down the stretch. Went over Baylor early in the year. You can't count that too much toward their resume. Did lose to Houston and lost at Miami early on, and then a loss to Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh. So those are the 6 teams they've lost to. They're 39th in the KenPom right now, and like I said, this is a team that just down the stretch, they're proving they're fraudulent. 78th offense, 28th defense. Now, they will D you up. So this is a team, I'm not saying pick them to lose in the first round, but them getting past the Sweet 16 is going to be tough, in my opinion. A weaker ACC this year, so they are 78th in strength of schedule. Looking at their stats, Armand Franklin is their leading scorer with about 12 per game. Jaden Gardner, about 11.5, 5.5 rebounds. Kie Clark, 11.5 points and about 6 assists. Reese Beekman, about 9.5 points. Vanderplas, about 7.5 points. And then, they don't have that much production. They got 3 guys in double figures and then 1 more above 8 points per game. Usually, you're looking for about 5 or 6 guys averaging 8 or more points per game if you're looking for a true championship contender. Virginia does not have that this year, so that is not going to be a team I'm rocking with in my bracket. Now, next up here we have the Tennessee Volunteers, and this is a team that, due to injury, the last 2 teams here are due to players not being on the squad anymore. Zakai Ziegler, of course, out for the year with a torn ACL, and this is a Virginia team that is 4-4 over their last 8, 5-5 over their last 10, with losses to Vanderbilt, Florida, Missouri, Texas A&M, and Kentucky. Texas A&M, Kentucky, not terrible losses. Not great either. But they beat Alabama, which is the confusing part here. Beating South Carolina, beating Arkansas. But they have not played a full game without Zakai Ziegler yet. So that is where I'm concerned. Now, they are 4th in the KenPom, and I believe they're sitting on the 3 line right now with the number 1 defense in the country. However, Zakai Ziegler was one of the highest rated defenders per KenPom in the nation of all time. Now they have the 37th strength of schedule. Their offense is not that high-powered. You look at it, and I mean they got a few guys in double figures. Vescovy averaging about 12.5, and then Zakai Ziegler as their second leading scorer, also their leading assist man done for the year. So now they only have 2 guys in double figures. And then Julian Phillips, the freshman, averaging 9. Or excuse me, they have 3 guys in double figures. Josiah Jordan-James also averaging 10. Tyree Key averaging 8. So this is they have depth, I guess you could say, but losing Zakai Ziegler, that one really, really hurts right there because of what he could do playmaking-wise for this team. Now, the final team here we have on the list also has to do with the player getting dismissed from the squad, and he's actually in the picture right there. Caleb Grill, no longer with the Iowa State Cyclones, and this was a team that, they've lost 10 of their last 14 games, which is, I know they're in the Big 12. They've got a win over TCU, win over Kansas, win over Kansas State, and a win over Texas over their last 14 games, losing to Kansas, Oklahoma State, Missouri, Texas Tech, West Virginia, Oklahoma State, Kansas State, Texas, Oklahoma, West Virginia again. I mean, this is a team that has faltered down the stretch big time. I mean, they were sitting at a 3 seed a couple of weeks ago, and their just inability to win a game down the stretch has really cost them. 28th in the Ken Palm this year. I mean, they're not terrible. I mean, 8th defense will definitely get you somewhere, but the 104th offense is bad. And then you lose one of your leading scorers, your best shooter, in Caleb Grill. He has been dismissed from the team. It's just spelling disaster here for the Iowa State Cyclones. The number 6 strength of schedule, which you're going to get from playing in the Big 12, but overall, not the best way to end the season for the Cyclones here. Looking at the stats on the year, Jaron Holmes leads them in scoring, and then Kalsher also with about 13 a game, both seniors. So, a very senior-heavy team. Caleb Grill averaged about 10 points a game, 4 rebounds. He's no longer with them, like we said, their third leading scorer. So, yeah, I mean, they got a few guys averaging 8, 7.5, but overall that's going to be a tough loss for the Cyclones. Now, anybody else? Let me know your thoughts down below if there are any other teams you think are a bit overrated going into March. I mean, Tennessee, Rick Barnes hadn't made it past the Sweet 16 in who knows how long. Gonzaga, it just feels like they're never going to win a natty at this point. I don't even see them getting to the Elite 8 this year. Virginia, I mean, they have a chance. They've lost a couple of unlucky ones here lately. They got a chance, but if there's a team on here, Gonzaga and Virginia, to make it to the Sweet 16, Elite 8, I mean, those are the two that I'd choose. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, March Madness, the content is going to be ramping up for college basketball, so make sure you hit the like button, leave me a subscription, and hit the post notification bell as it really helps out in the YouTube algorithm. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.